In response,
Hello and welcome to the day.
hi, thank you for spending your time with us.
I say that.
I'm Jake.
And I am Joel.
Wait, hang on. It's the other way around.
Welcome to the day. Thank you for spending your time with us.
Covered it.
Today, we're going to be talking about Pro Tour Amonkhet.
What's in your head? In your head. Zombies, zombies, mono black zombies.
All right.
What's in your head?
Okay. I'll just
In
give you a
your
moment. I'll let you go ahead and take the floor. Finish this out.
Mono black zombie.
Make sure to pronounce every syllable and be honest and true to the entire song.
Was that good?
It sounded great to me.
I wanted to be at Pro Tour because I would have been asked to leave. Let's be honest. That would have been it.
No, I'm thinking about you at the table. You're playing someone.
Yeah.
And you might not even be using that deck, but it might just be like you're looking around.
Oh, yeah.
And you're just singing that.
Definitely.
And your opponent is
that would have
just
been in my head.
confused.
That would have been in my head all day.
Let's just cue the music.
I would have been asked to leave. It would have been horrible.
You would have been gone.
Pro Tour Amonkhet happened. We're going to discuss it. We got game day coming up pretty soon. We're going to discuss that.
I want the music to come on.
Music!
Bum, ba-da-da-dum-dum.
You don't have to do that part.
I love doing that.
I always cut it
I
right
just
before
enjoy that.
I cut it
Am I
right
not allowed
before
to
you do
enjoy that?
No, he can enjoy
Can I
it.
enjoy that?
I think he's allowed to enjoy it.
I would like to, if I may.
Pro Tour Amonkhet. Day 1, 27% of the meta.
27%.
Your boy Mardu Vehicles.
Mardu Vehicles.
You know what deck was largely absent day 2?
I'm gonna, based on the trend and how the conversation is going,
And the inflection of my voice.
and the inflection in your voice, and how you, I would say Mardu Vehicles.
Mardu Vehicles was largely not
Oh,
present
okay.
day 2.
Well, that's actually very interesting.
Whole tournament ended up getting taken down by Mono Black Zombies. In the top 8, we saw second place was Aetherworks Marvel, Teamer Aetherworks Marvel.
Yes.
We saw White Black Zombies.
Orzhov bringing up the rear in 8th, I believe.
We saw Green Black Energy, which is just kind of a reworking of a deck from back in the day that got completely pushed out of the meta by Philid Arquette and Mardu Vehicles.
This is a shout out for that deck to everyone who said Walking Ballista is a strictly worse hangerback walker. It'll never make waves in any format.
Oh, well, it was a 4 of. It was
Yeah,
a 4 of.
turns out it was a 4 of.
Pro Tour.
Yeah. That's a card.
So zombies.
Yes.
What do you think about that deck?
I like it. It's oppressive. The recursion is great.
Yep. It just keeps coming. And a thing I like about it, that is in response to Mardu is that this stuff gets bigger.
Yeah.
As you've got more on the field.
Right. The deck is really, really strong. It gets out there quickly. Crit Breaker, Relentless Dead. These cards that you're able to, discard cards, create zombies. Liliana's Mastery being at the top of your curve.
Liliana's Mastery actually got chosen by the casters as the MVP.
What a card!
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing in limited. The card is a house in limited. You're paying 5 for 2 3/3s essentially.
I had to play against it pre-release weekend.
It's just really good, and especially when you have cards like. We're not going to talk about limited, but just a buff to zombies when zombies are, a thing. That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The deck is good.
I'm not surprised. Let's just say that. I've seen the deck play. I've watched it on Twitch. I haven't played it myself.
Right.
But, it looks very good. It looks very strong. Scarab Feast is going to be a response to this. Exile up to 3 target cards in a single graveyard. And it has cycling attached to it, so you can cycle it away if you don't need it.
Funny thing is, though, it's only a sideboard option, now that I'm thinking about it, for Mardu in the meta, because what other deck runs black?
Well, but then also, zombies.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're exiling zombies
against the mirror, I guess?
Against Mardu. I think Scarab Feast is going to be in any deck that runs black in the sideboard, just because we are going to have some graveyard recursion. And I'm just gonna get right into this card, Sweltering Suns.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a card that is highly undervalued right now. For being a rare in a new set, it's holding at about $2.50. We'll get a little bit of a MTG finance moment for you.
Jake is freaking out about this
Guys,
card.
I think this card is nuts.
Every single time I'm like, hey, what about this as a deck in Standard? He's like, I don't know. It could use 4 Sweltering Suns.
Yeah, it's like...
There's no downside.
It's like a Slag Storm, except it can't hit a player. It's like our Anger of the Gods, except it doesn't exile the cards. But what we do have is a 3 damage across the board with a cycling effect. So if it's not advantageous to you, if they are playing big threats, cycle it away, side it out in the next game if you don't need it. But otherwise, if you're running red, I think in a aggro heavy format like this, where we are seeing a lot of small butts go wide.
I was gonna say there's a lot of 3 butts and less.
Yeah, and they go wide.
Right.
And this card is just there's insane value potential here. The card is very good, and the fact that you can cycle it away if you don't need it is just icing on the cake for me.
Yeah, I'll talk about this more a little bit later, but I'm looking at playtesting it in Fog for game day.
Yeah, and as we move away from Radiant Flames, this is going to be the card that takes over.
Aetherworks Marvel. That was was second place.
Yeah.
This is a wheel spin deck. You get the Marvel out there, spin that wheel, and hope an Ulamog comes back.
Yeah, and it has some effects that help to thin out the deck so that you can likely hit that Ulamog.
Shielded Aether Thief. Okay.
Yeah.
In the final match, guy playing Aetherworks Marvel, he would block with Shielded Aether Thief.
Right.
Tap, pay 3 energy, draw a card, try and find that answer. Because he was he was digging for his Radiant Flames. He was digging for a Harness Lightning, even though that.
So this is all before damage has been done.
Correct.
So he's blocked, and on the stack he's paying 3 energy to draw a card.
Right.
Maybe draw a response to keep the Shielded Aether Thief alive,
Yep.
and then kill the threat that it's blocking.
Whirler Virtuoso.
Okay.
Create 1/1 Thopters as chump blockers in a pinch, and I saw that happen a couple of times.
It does sound very grindy. It sounds very fun.
But it's got some options. It's got, Puzzle Knot, giving you life, giving you energy.
Right.
I mean, once you're through with your Puzzle Knot, you've netted 6 life and 6 energy.
Yeah.
And that's enough. That's enough if I'm not...
Pretty good to get going. It's pretty much
Yeah, that's enough. That's enough to spend
the
the Aetherworks Marvel and try and get your Ulamog.
Right. So, I mean...
It's a good deck.
Yeah, it's a
good deck. It doesn't only require on Ulamog or rely on Ulamog. You've got Torrential Gearhulk. You've got Bristling Hydra. Even Rogue Refiner's not a chump. 3/2 for 3. Comes in, draws a card, gets you energy. I mean, you've got good removal. You've got good artifact removal. I think it's a strong deck. It's proven that it's a strong deck.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's a very aggressive format right now.
Yeah.
We're on the heels of Mardu vehicles. We are on... I mean, they tried to make it Mardu Ballista for a second. It seems like that didn't end up working if the meta is as it is at Pro Tour.
Right.
If you go to game day this weekend and you see a lot of zombies and you see Red White Humans, I think it's still got a presence.
Yeah.
Because
turns out Glorybound initiate with...
So
always watching, exerted.
Yeah, exert and
3
always
for
watching
5.
is a good thing.
Game
I don't know.
life.
My favorite thing about this whole discussion, before we move on, we are talking about like 5 or 6 different decks right now, not 2. And that's pretty much my bottom line.
We're talking about 4 with Fog
coming on. Well, my Fog deck is not in the conversation.
No, I know.
We're talking about 4 with maybe a 5th kicker.
Oh,
and
with
Red
like
White
okay,
Humans.
so 4 that just appeared, and then
Right.
like Mardu vehicles, and
Right.
then like Red White Humans,
We're
which
talking
we
about
didn't see.
that's 6 different decks
Yeah, that's
that you
actually...
could possibly take up to game day, and if you tweak it to your own meta,
Yeah.
and you get familiar enough with it, you have a chance.
Here's a card that I don't think you'll ever be disappointed to see: Sweltering Suns.
Let's talk about Sweltering Suns.
Do you want to talk about it more?
Absolutely.
All right, I'm just saying.
Absolutely. I would love
In
to.
this situation, God, the fact that you could just cycle it away.
You could cycle
You can suck it right away if you don't need it. It's so good.
All right, what else did we see?
No. I'm completely on board with you, man. Sweltering Suns seems really good, especially if you're playing one of these 3-butt and lower go wide decks. But you only have to hit 2 more mana, and you also catch their 4/4s and their 5/5s, which was very common in the zombie deck. Graph Digger Colossus, is that his name?
Yeah, that card's a card.
It's a card. That was one of their main finishers. I can't tell you how many times I saw a 5/5 Colossus facing the guy over and over and over and over.
Yeah, getting a 5/5 for 3 because the Colossus is actually really good.
It's not like let's play a big dude with trample, with the exception of Aetherworks Marvel.
Yeah,
you're looking at Ulamog, but even though I'm not even sure.
You know what I'm kind of disappointed about that we didn't see.
He doesn't even have trample.
Key to the City.
That was his favorite card.
I just don't.
Maybe you should build a deck with Key to the City and with Sweltering Suns.
Maybe you're right. I'm just okay, guys. I'm so disappointed because when you look at Key to the City, there's just so much potential here.
Right.
Make a dude unblockable. Get him through.
I think it's a little clunky.
Especially when it gets. Yeah, I mean, I get it. But you like pitch a card. But when I'm thinking about Key to the City and a mono black zombie build, I'm like, okay, late game, the board's getting a little clunky. You play Key to the City. You tap it, make your 5/5 Diagraph unblockable, get him through. You're pitching away a zombie. You might even be making
it. No, I called it Graph Diggers. Yeah, Diagraph.
The Diagraph Ghoul, whatever he is. The star guy, he gets plus whatever for each zombie card in your yard.
Yeah.
This is a card we're talking about.
We don't prepare before these.
We try to. But the fact that you could be like, okay, I'm going to pitch away my dude that I can later reanimate, make my Diagraph bigger. Oh, yeah, and now he's unblockable. And then, okay, at the upkeep, I'm just going to untap key, pay 2, draw a card, get more gas, reanimate dudes, and then keep going. I just think there's something here that it's just... I don't know. Maybe I'm just terrible. And I think this abominable card is great, but there's just something about it where I'm just like, man, Key to the City, it just looks so good on paper.
Perhaps there's something there that wasn't there before.
Perhaps.
That's from Beauty and the Beast. So that is kind of our initial responses to Pro Tour and what we're going to be carrying in our brain boxes into game day at the end of the week.
We didn't really talk about Orzhov zombies, but it's kind of like mono black zombies, except there's white.
It had some more utility. There's the zombie
Anguished Unmaking,
and there was a zombie that lets you tap stuff down when a zombie comes in. Yeah, so it's got some more utility. Yeah. It seemed like from the Pro Tour results that Mono Black is more consistent, especially at staying on curve. And
coming in first.
Coming in first.
The obvious.
So we shall see. What we're going to do is to get ready for game day, you can see here, shameless, I'll show you our proxies. We proxy up the best decks, and then we build the decks that we want to play.
Yeah.
And that's how we prepare.
So Joel, what are you playing?
I am playing Fog. You know this if you've been watching us at all. You know this if you've watched our Wednesday night stream. Last week went really well.
Fog
we
kid.
Got some good standard play testing in.
Degenerate Fog player.
This week, 6 to 10 Pacific time on our stream. That's all we're doing all night is play testing standard in preparation for game day. So
yes,
if you want,
please check that out.
Yeah, if you want to kind of see how the meta rolls against some janky brews, the big guys against each other, we'll play it. One of my favorite things about those playtest nights is that I get to play the big powerful decks that I'm not going to play.
Yes.
But I basically get to sit inside the ship and see what makes it run. And that gives me a better understanding of how to stop it. And that's the kind of stuff that he and I talk through out loud while we play. It's not really like it's meant to be playtesting, so we're not sitting there, keeping secrets from each other. We talk through our decisions out loud, whether it helps or hurts us. Because in the long run, it's playtesting. It's just going to help
And ultimately, we want your feedback too.
Yeah.
If
we would
you're
really love it.
experienced, please drop in.
Miss
And
plays.
if
you're
we're doing
inexperienced, come
any of
and
them.
watch it and see how
Yeah.
they run. We'll talk about how they run from the inside. That's our plug for our Wednesday night stream.
Yes.
I'm going to be playing the Fog deck. It
Joel's
is
degenerate turbo fog
Yes.
player.
I made 0 friends last game day. Made some definite enemies, not enemies, just people that were annoyed with me. And
When your opponent
I'm
says
doubling down on it now because I have a win
draw,
condition.
go, you know you're in a terrible situation because it's just like, okay.
Yeah. Either they didn't show up ready to play or they showed up very ready to play.
Yeah.
It's mean, and we tested it on last Wednesday. We tested it heavily against Marty Vehicles, and it never lost a 3-0.
We're going to be testing it more heavily against the decks that we just talked about in the video.
I want to see how it runs against Aetherworks Marvel specifically, because Zombies doesn't really scare me too bad, because it doesn't have any control magic to stop my fog effects, and all it really does is push a lot of consistent damage through a lot. So what I'm going to want is I can go ahead and sideboard in the extra Repel the Abominables, even though they say anti-human damage.
Yeah.
Anything but human damage, I can side those in and give myself 16 fog effects versus the 14 that it runs main deck right now.
Also, crazy to think about this as well. One card that you will never ever hate to see, Sweltering Suns.
Oh yeah, he wants me to put Sweltering Suns in there, especially after seeing the zombie deck do
Yes.
so well.
I mean, this is a meta response from me. This is
I
like,
don't think it's a 4 of like he does. I think he's going to run more of them. I think it's probably a 1 or 2 of. I don't want to see it many times. I think my deck is actually going to even out with 2 Fumigate, 1 Sweltering Suns.
this card is tight like Tiger.
He is a big fan.
It is a house of a card. The fact that you can cycle it away if you don't need it. I know I've already talked about this. I'm going to be done after this. But I just think there's so much potential here. I think the card is way underspec'd, and I think by the time we see another couple sets come out, this card is going to be at $10. It's going to be the Slag Storm of the set. It's going to be what everyone is using to wipe the board early if they're playing red. It's just going to be an absolute staple. And the fact that you can get rid of it, I know I've said it again, and this will be the last time that I say it. It likely will not. The fact that you can cycle it away is never going to be a bad thing. When you are off mana, you have Sweltering Suns, you're just like, oh, cycle it, draw a card. The heat is too
Sweltering!
Too sweltering.
It's
Yes, it's
sweltering.
amazing. It is extinguishing.
Well, it could end up really good. It could end up like SRAM.
I don't know what I'm going to play.
Yeah, what are you playing on game day?
Well, here's where I'm at right now. If you've been keeping up with our channel and you know where I'm at, I put a lot of stock in the SRAM.
Yeah.
And the SRAM deck, the problem with it is that it gets like a little grindy sometimes, and I think with a card like Sweltering Suns, I think it can get rid of all that damage because Sweltering Suns doesn't kill Lupine Prototype.
I think what
it
we
doesn't
need to do...
kill, like, it,
Right,
it kills
exactly.
SRAM.
Those things go through.
But yeah, it like hits everything on their side. It doesn't really harm much on my side.
What we need to do is look at it in earnest. I don't think that SRAM is your only win condition. I think it's your engine in that deck. I think Naga Slitherblade just came out. That baseline comes with Unblockable. It turns into a Boggles deck, and so you need some other good stuff to put those auras on besides just SRAM. So
Right.
their response is not, well, kill SRAM. Do you concede? And that's pretty much the entire deck.
I get it.
But I think there's definitely a way to make it work. If you didn't play that, what would you play?
If I didn't play that, I'm totally kind of wanting to jump in the fog boat.
Yeah, you might go to the game day we go to here locally and see us playing, and see us both pull out fog decks.
Yeah, I might pull out fog, and the
really
reason
really just make everybody there hate us.
with this deck, it just seems like with an aggro heavy format, having a fog deck and then a way to clear all those dudes, hashtag Sweltering Suns, is just it's so powerful, and it seems like such a great response to this meta.
So that is our rambling about Standard, about game day.
Yes.
Catch our stream Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Pacific time. We'll be on there 6 p.m. sharp. We will
Playing
be
Standard.
playtesting Standard all night long.
Yes.
We're coming prepared this week with all of the top decks. Got a couple user-submitted decks that we need to check out that people ask us to play test against big stuff. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. Looking forward to game day. Thanks for spending your time with us.
Thank you for coming and tuning in today.
Hashtag Sweltering Suns.
Hashtag Sweltering Suns.
Hashtag cycle it away if you don't need it.
If you don't need it, you can cycle it, which is tight.
Check out all the social media. It's down below. You know what it is. Follow us on those things. Check out our Twitch. Hashtag Sweltering Suns.
Sweltering Suns.
I'm tapped out.
I'm tapped out.
Peace.
Until next time.
Cycle it away if you don't need it.
Cycle it away if you don't need it. Dude, I really do think the card is insane.